Stop recording. Stop recording. Start recording.
Hello?
What's going on, boss?
Hey, my man, can you hear me better this time?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you a little bit better. I think before you were doing too much trucking. You got to stop that.
Ah, man, it's an addiction and a problem.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where it's not a big deal because people have to understand that for us to even make these collabs happen, one person has to be on the phone, and so if they really want to hear it, sometimes they got to get used to it anyways. Because when you're a trucker, you got to get used to that CB radio, anyways, right?
Right.
Yeah, but just want to welcome you to the show. For all the mother truckers out there, this is Daniel McCarthy. If you don't know who he is, man, this guy, he's a monster. He's doing well for himself, and he wants to share his knowledge and what he's doing actually with everyone out there. So right now, I'm currently, on your page right here. I'm looking at it, but while we kind of take a look at your page, we wanted to kind of jump on the show today to talk about a couple subjects, Landstar and how to get a darn commercial loan, because I actually need to know the right tips for that. A lot of people, when they bought their truck, they might have bought it years ago, and it might not be the same rules anymore, right?
Right.
So, before we even go into that, let's talk about your experience so all these truckers know who they are talking to. Lay it down.
Well, I first got my CDL after I got out of the service back in the early 2000s. I actually started with CRST, Cedar Rapids Steel Transport, and I worked from there. I worked for JB Hunt for a little while back in the day in Schneider. Then I took quite a few years off. I came back out on the road in 2013 with US Xpress. I ran solo for a little while. I really don't remember how long. And then I started training. I trained for the rest of the time I was there. And then I left there and went to Bar None Transportation out of Iowa. I ran teams with them for close to 8 months, 9 months, give or take. And then I went and did their lease purchase program for close to a year. And then I bought my own truck and went to Landstar. From Landstar, I went to getting my own authority 3 months ago.
Wow. First off, Daniel, congratulations on having your own authority. I don't have my own authority. I run under North American Van Line. So, I'm still not at your step yet, brother, so congratulations to that. Definitely, man. That's cool.
Well, I appreciate it, man. You just got to remember, getting your own authority doesn't make the game any better. It doesn't make it any easier. And if you're on point with your money and you're tracking your numbers, I can't stress that enough. Track your numbers. I can't even talk. Track your numbers. Maintain your average. But it's good. Thank you.
No, so okay, so would you suggest them? So you went the leap of working for a mega carrier to being a lease operator to getting your own authority. Would you recommend those same steps for other people that might be with, CRST right now, might be with US Xpress, might be with, Swift, one of the big mega carriers? Would you suggest them going to Landstar to get their feet wet, or what are your recommendations with that?
My recommendations is make darn sure that's the leap that you want to take of owning your own truck. Make sure you do every bit of research you can. Reach out to every owner-operator you see out there. If you're a company driver now and you're going to stop and get fuel a lot, if you have to buy an owner-operator a couple hot dogs, a soda, a bag of chips to talk to them, pick everyone's brain and make sure it's what you want to do. If you're 100% sure that's what you want to do, you can do a lease program, a lease purchase, but my suggestion is never do one that's not a walk away. If it's not 100% walk away, you don't touch the truck. That's my opinion. You don't want to get stuck into something that's a money pit. You're not going to make money, and you don't want to destroy your credit if it doesn't work out at the company, because, you know, there's a lot of companies out there that offer lease purchase programs that will report on your credit, and if that happens, then you are out of luck getting your own truck unless you save and pay cash for it. And that could be extremely difficult.
So,
to get a good truck.
Okay, so that's a power tip right there. So I didn't even know that because I haven't gone through the lease program myself. So the lease program, regardless of what the contract says, if it doesn't say 100% walk away, don't even look twice at it, right?
That's my suggestion. That's the route I went. I was not going to step into a lease purchase that I couldn't just walk away, wash my hands of it, and go into a different direction. I've got a family that depends on me, and you spend way too much time and effort getting to the place where you can do a lease purchase, an owner-operator position, buy your own truck, and you don't want to mess that up. There's too much at stake, too much time invested, too much money invested for that to happen.
Man, see, that's great info, Daniel. So okay, when you were working for a mega carrier, what kind of paychecks were you making working for a mega carrier?
It's funny you bring that up because when I worked at US Xpress as a trainer, I was pretty average, between $1,500 to $2,000 a week when we were running in the team phase. Solo phase, I would average around $1,200, $1,300 a week. But utilizing social media and driver referrals and stuff like that, I had several weeks that I would make more off of the referral programs than I would the actual mileage pay. I even had 1 week where I made more money than that 1 week. I think I made just about what I did for the month as a company driver using social media, affiliate links, driver referrals. You really got to think outside the box when you're driving, and you got to utilize everything around you to get your hand in every cookie jar you can.
See, so I like what you're saying. So would you recommend that for everyone that's working for a mega carrier, you're always stuck in your truck, would you recommend them starting a YouTube channel or something like that to maybe make some extra income? What are your thoughts then? I
would absolutely suggest new drivers. Absolutely. You don't want to create something that's going to add stress to you. There's a lot that you can do. If you got a good Instagram channel, Snapchat channel, YouTube, even Facebook, you can go to clickbait.com and other places like that, and you can find really easy affiliate links. Now, you might make $2 or $3 off, a sale or a subscription or something like that, but there's over time that builds up, and you're learning a separate skill that will help you in the trucking world later on if you do open your own company. The social media is big. You absolutely need it if you're going to survive in the modern world. So I would say go for it.
Hey, that's another power tip, people. So while you're out here trucking, you could pick up a part-time job by just when you're not driving, not facing you at least, having the camera on and sharing your experience, and people might want to watch that, and you can make a little bit extra income doing that. So that's awesome, man. So when you went to Landstar, because that's a step that a lot of people want to take as a lease operator, how's that transition? Like, did they just basically help you through everything, help you get the truck, help you do everything, help find your loads? I mean, what was that like?
They do not help you get your own truck. You have to do that yourself. But the transition was extremely easy to go from Bar None Transportation to Landstar. You can call them, and there are a couple of truck places that they refer people to. One is Lone Mountain, and I can't remember the other one, but I think they had another one. But you can get a truck through those guys for $3,500 down, and you can have a truck that you can lease on. But all I did was fill out the application. They approved me. You have 30 days to get your truck after that. Now, if you're wanting to go to Landstar and you don't have a truck yet, fill out the application first and get approved before you buy a truck. You don't want to buy a truck and then not get approved to put it on with them, because then you're going to have to scramble and put the truck on elsewhere. And during the time frame of getting the truck and actually getting it on, at least on with Landstar, can take 30 days. I've heard longer. And you don't want to be in the financial strain of making that payment in between getting the truck, getting leased on with the company, and then finally out on the road to making money. But the entire transition was very easy. They do offer, you can get insurance on your truck through them. Another good company I went through was True North. I think they're out of Iowa. Truck insurance on the truck I had, that was $60,000 with gap insurance, ran right around $325 a month for the truck. So it's not bad. It's a reasonable price for commercial. Now, you don't have to have unladen liability, truck liability, and cargo insurance like you would under your own authority. They provide all that. They do charge you through your settlement. I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't much a week. Once you get hired on to Landstar, you're going to go through orientation. It's a day and a half. That's when they set up your access to the load boards. They're going to give you your 2 Comdata cards. One's a fuel card, one's a settlement card. And after that, you're pretty much good to go. The load board is set up where you type in where you are. You can get really specific on where you want to go, how much weight you want to pull, and all that good stuff. But it'll pull up every load in your area to whatever requirements you're putting in for that load. So it's really easy to do. When you find the load you want, you just click on it. It gives you some more information, and there's a phone number. You call the broker. And Landstar tells you exactly what the load is paying on the load board. Now, that's gross. That's before the Landstar takes their cut.
Man, so going from a mega carrier, then it looks like after you get your first year or so in, you're making about $1,000 to maybe $1,200, $1,300 a week, and then once you say, "Hey, I'm going to make the move. I want to start with Landstar," what's the paycheck looking like so they could hear?
Well, with Landstar starting out, my average paycheck after fuel and Landstar's cut was right around $3,400 a week.
Wow. So by even going the route of lease, owner, operator, or what have you, you're doubling your income. And
you are doubling your income. Yep.
And that's after paying for the fuel and all that? The truck payment, the fuel, everything?
No, that was just after Landstar's cut and the fuel. I still had to take my truck payment out. My truck payment at that time, I think, was $1,300 a month, $1,345 a month. But you're still making a lot more money. Now, you also got to keep in mind, for the people watching the show, when I give you a gross number after fuel and after Landstar's cut, that's hustling. That's really putting some miles and being smart about my loads. If you do go to Landstar, I will tell you, or if you go out under your own authority, the shorter runs pay more. You want to load and unload every day. That's your goal. You want to do 400 and 500 mile runs, and that's where you're going to gross your money. That's where you're going to make the dollar. That's where you're going to make your family happy.
Man, that's a good power tip. So for everyone listening and watching this, just like Daniel's saying, you want to get this on and off as fast as possible. And when you're thinking about it, when you're working for a mega carrier, you might be making $1,200, and you're thinking to yourself, why would you want to make maybe only $500 or $600 more for that week? But you got to remember, you're paying off a truck as well. So you're putting more money in your pocket, and you're giving yourself an opportunity to create your own business. You know what I mean? So it's paying off something for yourself, and it gives you more write-offs, right?
Right. You do get a lot more write-offs.
So
and make sure everyone listening, when you go into this, if it's 100% sure what you want to do, get a business license, whether it's an LLC or an S Corp. Do not go into this as a sole proprietor. There's a lot of people that do it. The tax benefits, you want to have a business license.
See, I love it. And right now, all the mother truckers, they'll be watching a video, and I'm watching it right now, of you looking at all the trucks, because people don't know. I'm sure they know because a lot of people watch your channel. But Daniel bought a brand new spanking Peterbilt, and it looks good. And we're looking at the walk around at your dealership right now, or at least I'm looking at it at the moment. So you went out, and from that you finally went out and said, "Hey, I'm gonna go buy me a brand new Peterbilt." I mean, how did you get the loan to do that, brother?
Well, it was basically out of necessity at the time when I bought this truck. It wasn't something that I exactly planned on doing or anything like that. The Freightliner that I had, the motor was about to go in. It was about to swallow 2 more sleeves. So I was looking at a full in frame, and no telling what else. But to get financed for this truck, this is what happened to me. I went to Lone Mountain and got a truck, and you make your payments through, I guess, a sister company or their company called Cresco Capital. Cresco Capital is somehow tied in with BMO Harris Bank. While you're making your payments to Cresco Capital, you're building credit with BMO Bank. So I had that truck for right at a little over a year. So when I went to trade it in, when I filled out the credit app, I wrote down Cresco Capital, Lone Mountain was the person that held the banknote on the Freightliner, and they were like, you know that's BMO Harris Bank, right? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. But the application came through, took about 6 minutes. They said, hey, if you want, you're qualified for no money down, and we can do this deal. And that's how I got this truck. I was floored. I thought I was, going to have to put $30,000-$40,000 down on this truck because this is an Escalade.
Hey, shoot, it's the Ferrari, baby. It's the Ferrari. So you put down no money to get this truck. And so for people that aren't understanding this, let's give that power tip one more time. What bank did you have to go through to get your other truck, which I was thinking was a more affordable price, built you business credit, right?
Right. I went through Lone Mountain Truck Leasing to get my first truck. From there, when I went to get this new truck is financed through BMO Harris Bank, their commercial department. While I was making payments to Lone Mountain, it was actually building my business credit within that bank. Not on the business credit, like Experian and stuff like that. It wasn't building because they don't report, but it was building within that bank.
Nice. Where's this bank located so people could do the same thing and hopefully, maybe lease a truck that's $30,000-$40,000, that's $30,000 cheaper. And then, in the future, they could go ahead and, straight up buy a truck like the one that you bought,
They're located pretty much all over the place. I can't remember where their corporate office is, but I've seen them in Chicago. I know Florida's got several branches.
Yeah.
They're real good. Another good bank that you can try with is Simmons First Bank out of Little Rock, Arkansas. I know they have a first-time commercial lending program. That's actually where I've got my trailer financed through.
Say that one more time because you're just giving power tips all day, baby. What place in Arkansas is this?
Simmons First Bank. They're based out of Little Rock, Arkansas.
Man, so you guys could go to Arkansas. See, you didn't know you could go to Little Rock to go get yourself some first-time commercial loan buying, right? And how much did it cost you for that Freightliner? How much down did you have to put at the moment to get that Freightliner?
Say that again. You broke up.
Sorry about that. So before you got to the Peterbilt, you built business credit with that Freightliner?
Yes.
How much did that cost you to get that Freightliner?
That Freightliner was $60,000 out the door. I put down, I believe it was $3,500. It was supposed to have been $4,000, but I got $500 off because I was going to lease on with Landstar. And the monthly payment I think was $1,340 a month, $1,340.
Well, let's do the math on that real quick. So it was $60,000, and how much percent down was that then that you put down? I mean, honestly, because it looks like you didn't. 10%. That's what I'm saying. It looks like you put down like 6% down or something like that, like 3,600 to 6%.
It was really low. Lone Mountain is a good place and an easy place to get for a truck. Almost their entire clientele is new people getting trucks, but I will tell you, if you go there, make sure you run every test that the dealership offers on that truck engine.
I hear what you're saying.
Because it's a used truck, so you want to protect yourself. You have to spend $1,000 to check the truck out. Spend $1,000. Do not hesitate.
Man, see, I love all these tips. So, hey guys, so if you want to go buy a truck and you go on and you lease on with Landstar, Landstar has so much good credit that Lone Mountain will give you the truck for 6% down instead of that 25-30% down that we're used to hearing. Is that correct?
Correct. You could actually go to their website, and when you look at the trucks that they have in inventory, it'll tell you how much down, how much the payment is, and for how long on each truck that they have.
Man, I love this. I love this, brother. So overall, it sounds like you can actually get a Peterbilt with 0% down if you do it right. And so you basically gave them the keys for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really appreciative of that. And let me see. If you go and you hit on Daniel McCarthy channel, are there a couple videos on here that actually explain you getting that? Because I saw the one with the truck, and I think you do have a video on here as well that shows explaining how you got the financing, right?
I do have one video on there. I don't remember if I went in depth on it, but I can go into depth right now and be very quick about it. When you get your first truck, it's probably not going to be a brand new one because, A, you don't want the overhead of that payment. You don't want a $3,000 a month truck payment starting out. 2, you don't want to have to put down, $10, $20, $30,000 to get your first truck. So what you do want to do is you want to make sure that your personal credit is as good as you can have it when you get your first truck. Keep that truck for at least a year to 2 years and build your business credit, and you're going to need a business license, and you're going to need what they call a DUNS number, Dun and Bradstreet number. That is like a crediting monitoring system like Equifax, but it's for businesses. It's the business side of your commercial credit. It's free to get. They will try to tell you and call you and tell you, you need to pay $1,200 for this package, this package. That's not true. It's 100% free. Get that, and make sure when you're doing businesses to have them report to that number. Find the people that will do it. Do your business with them, and don't miss any payments on your first truck for that first year or two, and then you're good to go. Then you can go into a dealership if you want the 389, you want the Legacy Kenworth 900, or you want to deck out a Globetrotter Volvo, then you're in a position to go in and get what you want.
Shoot, man, I appreciate that so much, man. So if you guys want to know how to get your business loan or basically commercial loan, if you want to know how to open up your own business the right way, and you want to know how to basically get a truck 0 down, you can definitely subscribe to Daniel's channel. I mean, he has a lot of fun vlogs. He has a lot of things. And the thing that I like about you, Daniel, is you always speak your truth. And, you're not about that bullshit. So I always appreciate that very much, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And, if I ever put out information out there that's not right, man, I'll own up to it. And as far as the drama goes, there's enough of that in the world. We don't need any more of it, especially in the trucking space. Let's have fun. Let's do our job and laugh,
Hey, I love it, man. So subscribe to Daniel, guys, and you'll get all this information. You know what? As someone that's been in the game a little bit, I learned a lot today, man. So, shoot, I appreciate you for that, man.
And I've got one more tip for you, Alex, and I'm sure you can agree with this.
Okay.
You got your truck, and that is to save your money. You will not have anything if you cannot save your money. It is a money management game.
I hear you, man. Shoot. Well, man, thanks so much for being on the show, brother.